Turned to form, boy did he ever, and he was better than ever, and that's great for the NFL. Terrific resilience, playing at a high level, capable of winning a championship with his arm and his legs.
Dak going to start out going to the air. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
He'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely free. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Yeah. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Take it at the 37. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 63 yards on a punt return score. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. Tucker with the... extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. But we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. First possession resulted in a punt. What does Mr. Davis predict for possession number 2?
I'm looking forward to seeing what they had down on their play sheet because most teams start with that script.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick-6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick six. Prescott. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Prescott off play action.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick six TD.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. He's off to a pretty shaky start, to put it mildly. He's had 2 passes picked off and run back for touchdowns, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because...
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Calvin Johnson, 27 yards.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Here now the NFC to take over on offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-six TD. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-six.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start here with Jackson, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. That second down play nets a -4. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Prescott now. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense now with a short field ahead. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. Quick slant here to Smith.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and cat.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and it is 42-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Tucker now to kick it. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here now the NFC to take over on offense.
They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early, but that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. 1st down, Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Throwing, Prescott. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
on first down with Jackson. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Prescott.
That completes it again to Metcalf. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where.
And now here is another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. There he goes left side. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the route, a heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
Out of the end zone comes Smith. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
The NFC offense heading back onto the field.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick-6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous. Half of football for another side, but if you focus on the positive half, with this pick six, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. He's got a man, complete. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. It's caught. Smith. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They'll throw again. Prescott. He'll find Metcalf. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try waiting to the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Now the NFC going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. DK Metcalf. In the final seconds of the first half. And the NFC able to claw one back. Extra point by York is up and good. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This one taken just inside the 10.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. The 20. He will score. Touchdown, Eagles. So how about the game he's having? He had the punt return earlier for a touchdown. Now the kick return to balance things out.
And oftentimes, guys who are on punt return and kickoff return, many of them are the same guys. And they're devoted to a return guy who can break big plays. And when that happens and they know it's there, they're going to block that much harder and be that much more skillful, as well as utilizing his talents. And this is what you get. Punt return, kick return, a huge game.
From the 10.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And there he goes again. And he'll bring it back.
can't help it, partner. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games at a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
This fielded right at the goal line. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott eluding the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run again with Jackson. And he powers his way up past the 30.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown.
But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You know, you force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a
Touchdown, Eagles!
Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably... Should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here now the NFC to take over on offense.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Eagles have recovered.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running.
Touchdown!
Mike Ditka.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
A short kick taken at the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively. This offense hoping to do better than last drive. Remember, they had the fumble that set up the short field, and then they gave up the touchdown CD.
And so many people talk about...
Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and two fumbles.
Readjust. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. LaShawn McCoy taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Eagles are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here now the NFC to take over on offense. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try to play free and natural.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
So not only the cough up, but then the pick. Inside the scoop and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
A first down throw for Prescott. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On the draw, it's Jackson.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. And this one complete to Smith.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Looking to throw, Prescott. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To the air again, Prescott. Johnson's got it complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. From the 27, Prescott.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. Open man is stopping, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Tucker with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
8 yards to go on second down.
Here's Prescott. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Prescott yet again. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Picked up by 9-time Pro Bowler Ed Reed.
And the Eagles come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.